Welcome back. Driving the StuG today, and this is not going to be a collection of 15 kill matches by any stretch. This is just taking a look at the vehicle and sort of evaluating it based on the tanker's holy trinity. Back when I was in an armored regiment, we always used to talk in terms of the trinity of firepower, mobility, and protection. So that's the three things a tanker needs to keep in mind when he's deciding how to use his vehicle. So that guy, yeah, he's gonna have to be dealt with by our guys near the cap circle. Take a pot shot, but pretty sure I didn't do any of that damage, or I would have heard some sort of comment from the crew. So I prefer to play this thing as a support weapon. I don't scout with it. I don't go racing ahead because it's just got good characteristics. If you use it in the support role, it can get you in a lot of trouble if you get too eager. Speaking of getting eager, I'm trying to find this M7. I'm completely missing the Panzer IV that's down closer. He's the threat, and the M7's too close. There's a StuG. Can we get a shot? There we go. Partial redemption for ignoring him in the first place. I'm sure he felt maligned. Hit him with a blind shot. I take far too many of those, considering how few rounds this gun can carry. Let's see if we can locate some of those vehicles that we know are sitting on the ridge. Right there's the StuG. A crit on it. Really? We should be able to penetrate this guy. Got good armor, but not the kind of armor that's going to defeat the StuG's 170. Another blind shot, and there he is. A word on the armor, the StuG has 80 at the front, 30 at the sides and rear. Which is another reason why I don't like to push too fast with this, because if you get surrounded, if you get encircled, you're finished. Pretty much anything in your match will be able to penetrate your armor on the sides and rear. So I like to hang back and support other tanks, carve away at the enemy, and facilitate the kills rather than getting them myself. Now, having said that, we find ourselves without anything to shoot at quite some time here. Now, in terms of the Trinity, the StuG is good for armor, perhaps adequate would be a better word, but the other part of protection is stealth, and the StuG is very good at stealth. I also have a cam net on here and paint. But just naturally, this vehicle is very stealthy. So that's the other half of protection. So the armor, not too bad. Stealth, very good. You see that the gun is nothing to sneeze at. It's got a good aiming circle, which lets you support people closely. This is armed with the 75mm Pak 42 L70. Carries 36 rounds, 135 hit points on the standard ammo, 150mm penetration. It's just over 13 rounds a minute, 0.33 meter aiming circle, and an aim time of 1.7 seconds. That's really very good, especially with this level. It's one of my favorite guns in the game. So as far as firepower goes, high marks. So we've got protection, medium high marks, firepower, unreservedly high marks. And as for mobility, it's got good traverse, and it's got a good top speed. It can shift up a hill at a fairly good speed. I think we have this running a little faster, so don't get too excited. If you look down at the speedometer, we're averaging somewhere in the high 30s, low 40s over uneven terrain. It's able to change directions without bleeding off too much velocity. And it can support a change from passive support role to a more aggressive scouting in the last minutes of the game if you get really bored. I mean, really, I would have just sat there till the game was done. So, let's go see if we can scout out that one unspotted tank destroyer. He's not back here among the bushes. He's not among the buildings at this end. He might be working his way up through the town along the river, but we'll leave that for our team. We'll cross over, see if we can find him in any of the usual tank destroyer haunts on the other side. Now, I doubt very much that he's in Artillery Corner down in K1. Really, he's not going to get any action there. I'm thinking he's on that 2/3 line ridge, trying to fire down into the town. Perhaps closer to A than K, but I'm going to come along from the castle end just so I don't accidentally drive by right in front of him and get a blast. Now, there's a minute left in the game. I'm going to check, make sure he's not on this hill behind the castle, waiting for someone to come hunting him, and he is not. Where he is a fairly sensible spot for a vehicle of his type. A good damage roll there at 153. Now, I don't know what I'm thinking here, but it doesn't matter. I'm aimed quick enough to make use of the advance. And we can finish him off with that fast-firing gun. So there you go, the mobility. Also very good. So in terms of the Trinity, this is a very good little vehicle. And that's just a lot of fun to play. So we did 1,200 damage with that, almost 1,300, 3 kills, got the top experience. Nothing fantastic in terms of experience.
Time to roll out.
Now here we are again in the StuG, and we are on, I want to call this monastery? No. Abbey. I think it's Abbey. I don't know. It's the one with the Abbey in the middle of the map, so let's call it Abbey anyway. So, racing ahead, but in a relatively safe area at this part of the match. I just want to get to a point where I can watch some intersections until our team catches up. But in a vehicle like this, especially in a tier 6 match, it's only so far I want to go unassisted. We're going to come up the high section here and watch the intersection from a spot where we can easily pull back. Now there's Type 58 coming up the low road. So I'm going to move up, because if he runs into anything, we'll be able to support. Now he's taking a peek around the low road. I'll just go ahead and picket the high road for now. If anything pops around the corner, I'll put a round into it. I'm not going to go up there and slowly turn around in a vehicle with no turret. That's just a recipe for disaster. But I will sit here and shoot anything that pops its nose out. So we're holding those 2 points, effectively controlling access along the 1 and 2 road, or the 1 and 2 line, sorry. Waiting for our heavies and mediums to catch up. So the Type 58 has found us a KV-1. And by now the KV-1 is realizing just how many tanks he's coming up against. So I think he's gonna, yes, he's moved out of the way. That means he's coming around my side. It'll be a long time before we see a KV-1 come all the way down to this corner. Our heavies have moved past. Mediums are following them. Nobody's taking much of an interest in this high road. Oh, the Type 58 has decided to give it a go. I like this guy's style. I'll back him up. Well, not driving by in front of him while he's shooting over into the town. There's the KV. Okay, he's moving up. Can I hit that leopard? No. Nothing over there. Let's move up. I'm still focused on the KV. I kind of failed to realize that that DK was right there. Snap off a shot into his viewport in the hull. I believe. Track him so he can't come in and kill us. Lower glacis, no luck. Let's put another one into his track. Let's go for his cupola. Now that's more damage than I was doing. We're adding them together there. Probably doing about 100, 150 damage per shot. Whittle them down, and the Type 58 gets the kill. Safe to move up. I'm going to try and seize the high ground at their end of the map. There's a leopard up there on the plateau. You can see the writing on the wall though, with a KV and a Type 58. He's just going to abandon that position and move back. Find another way to make himself useful. 58 will follow him around. KV and I will take a position to overlook their cap zone. And there is a... what is that? Clement Voroshilov. Apologies to Russians for my horrible pronunciation. Named for the Soviet defense commissar until he fell out of favor and they started billing Joseph Stalins instead. But he's got 75 mil frontal armor and sides. We can penetrate 150, except for angles like that. Don't have a shot on him. We got troubles of our own brewing here. Because that leopard was lighting us up. He's very close underneath us on this ridge. And yeah, I do not want to get any closer. Looks like he's coming around to give us the coup de grace. I'm going to put some hard cover on my right flank so I don't get killed by his teammates. And prepare to put an end to the threat. Our KV-1 bought the farm. So did their KV-2, I think. Anyway, I'm going to move back a bit before approaching that firing point, just in case there's another tank lurking down there. No, it looks like their KV might still be kicking, hiding behind the rocks. Still a close match, could go either way. Okay, our guys are moving in. They would have spotted anyone under that ridge by now. So I'm going to move in, try to give them proper support. There's an M6. He's not even turning his turret. He might be a bot. Can't hit the KV, so we'll go back to this guy.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Whittle down his health as much as we can, so our teammates don't have to waste time on him when they come into the region. Or I can get a kill, one way or the other. Hardly a waste of time, so they have that KV to deal with. Oh, he is moving. Alright, he's out of the game. KV's out of the game. They're free to deal with him. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying I prefer to support with this tank. Well, that's 3 fairly substantial enemy vehicles that we've managed to whittle down to one-shot territory for our teammates. This is a good kill-stealing tank, if you're into that sort of thing, but it's also a good kill facilitator. This will take some nasty tanks and weaken them to the point where your other teammates are able to deal with them if need be. And it's fast enough to get in and grab a few cheeky capture points. All in all, not bad. Slow week for the StuG, because that's a mastery badge. Just under 1,000 experience, 27,000 credits. Did almost 2,000 damage. Only one kill, but kill facilitating, not kill stealing. So we walked away with a profit of 25,000 credits. For Tier 5, that's not bad. I'll take that. A few matches like that, I can buy a new tank.
Time to roll out.
So again, not a high kill match coming up here. And we'll speed it up so as not to bore you too much. But just mobility, firepower, protection, being put to work in yet another match. And this is just why I enjoy driving this tank. I've only walked away with 1 or 2 extreme kill streak matches in this thing. Well, that was back before I started turning on the recording. Probably just sheer luck. Because really you need a team, an enemy team, that has an aggregate IQ of probably around 5. And a friendly team that just barely manages to die after they're weakened, leaving you free to kill everybody off on your own. I got rammed by somebody there. Might have been Captain America. It happens. I've done it, Lord knows. Now this is the first time I've tried a tank destroyer on this map, and there's another StuG. Only 6 damage, but it's the kill. But illustrates yet again that a StuG can easily kill another StuG. It's got more than enough penetration to put them to bed. And then the T-25 can do a number on us. I can't sit here and trade shots with him all day because it's a losing proposition. So I'll get out of the way. Maybe try the T1 Heavy. I don't think he's visible. Ooh, clearly invisible to somebody. Back out of the way. Get a shot into this T1 from behind Captain America's corpse, but no dice. It's at this point the enemy team really starts to melt. I do not have a shot on that KV, nor do I want to go across that plane, get spotted by him, and lit up for his teammates who may be hiding to the left. So we'll leave that for teammates. Still some enemy back around Heavy Tank Hill. Looks like our guys are looking that way. I was going to say our heavies, but you know, Matilda technically is medium, but you can drive it like a heavy. And yeah, we're not going to see any tanks levitating over the roof. There's that Sow again. Maybe we get a shot on him, but we don't have anybody close enough to spot him. So I have a feeling that, yep, there he goes. He's out of sight. Perhaps I can support our teammates as they move up, but there's a T-49 sneaking into our cap zone. Nothing back there but a Stuart. Fast, capable little vehicle, but not sure it could handle a T-49 on its own. There's a Ram back there, but I'm wasting my time. Yeah, our guys can easily take care of that. So let's go support the M5 if we can, assuming we can find that T-49. I don't want to just go blasting it in front of them. Get tracked, finished. This thing does not have a turret. What is it with me and trees today? No, he's not going to drive out where I can hit him. I don't think these roofs... Yeah, they're not destructible. Meanwhile, while I'm experimenting with structural integrity, Stuart has bought the farm. Although it's unlikely I would have gotten there in time to save him. So I'll take it out on a few more evergreens. Knock down a few deciduous trees. Showing off my silviculture knowledge there. And we will sooner or later figure out how to get ourselves around these buildings. Driving like an idiot. Okay. He's not there waiting for us. Let's get moving. There's a fair turn of speed on this flat ground, especially on the road. I'm seeing 50s at some points. A little gentle downhill slope assisting us. Now we're going uphill. Still going 30s and 40s. Very fast. Gives you the ability to cover a fair amount of distance and treat your enemy to a little surprise. He's not expecting anything at this point from the StuG that he left behind. But old Roscoe wasn't expecting the Duke boys to hit him from behind. And you gotta love it when you do that, people are watching. As you can see in the chat, we had a few spectators for that one. That is actually the first time I've ever jumped a tank. Admittedly, that was dead simple. I mean, low cliff, he's right there. I just sort of eased over him. But still, that was fun. Really the main reason for me bothering to put this match up. So, essentially, this is a great little tank. Good firepower, good mobility, adequate protection, and it just lets you have a ton of fun. Got 1,000 experience credits out of that, 15,000 credits. Managed to come away with just under 900 damage. So not a huge match, basically just showing it to you because that was pretty darn fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you out there.